Today on Workwomen, we have Lisa Morales Duke. Lisa knows a thing or two about social media. Lisa has over 8 million followers across her social channels, and she's worked with brands like American Express, Good American, Victoria's Secret, Sephora. Pretty much anybody who's anybody has wanted Lisa to be part of what they're doing. This conversation was awesome because she talks all about what her strategy is right now for where to be spending her time. Is it Instagram? Is it TikTok? Where should you be spending your time during quarantine? I am so excited. I cannot believe I have Lisa Morales Duke on Zoom. We're quarantined, but we're on Zoom. We're connecting. It's kind of like we're hanging out in person, right?
Yeah, day what? Because I lost count. I don't even know what day is today.
Okay, I was going to ask you. Now, neither one of us know.
So crazy. I lost count how many days I've been locked up in my house.
It's wild. Well, one of the reasons that I immediately reached out to you is when you look at your social, like first of all, your social is absolutely, I mean, just amazing. The
Thank you.
content that you put out normally is awesome, but what I so appreciate about what you're doing right now, which most people aren't, is pivoting your content. You have totally pivoted your content to your audience, and your audience, is going through what all of us are going through. They're going through Corona. There's nobody that is untouched by this. And I just wanted to get you on a call to talk through, first of all, how you knew to do that. Second of all, some tips that you can give other people who are looking to pivot their content, and just the way that your life looks a little different now and what you're doing right now in order to be the best version of yourself on the other side of this. So, starting with how you pivoted, tell me more about when you kind of realized that this is what you needed to do.
Yeah, of course. I was so excited when you reached out. Thank you again for having me on your show because I've noticed that not a lot of people understand the importance of like really jumping on trends, even if it's not a trend, like not just a trend, but just life in general and things that happen in life, and how important it is to change your strategy depending on that. So, because I've been a social media influencer for over a decade, social media has changed so much from the day that I first created my page that it's so crazy how I have adapted myself to knowing that if it's a new trend coming up or it's a new phase, I'm jumping on the wagon right away. I
How
know how
interesting.
important that is, in the long run and to really be successful. I've been an entrepreneur, I've been self employed for over 14 years. So I know how important it is to do that and to provide value to your audience. Basically, like you need to think about what is the problem that they're having and how can you provide a win and how can you solve their problem, So I think if you just focus on that and really understanding your audience, we're all going through this together. We're all dealing with this together. But if you can offer some insights and tips and value, and like I said, solve their problems, that's how you come on top. And that's really how you start winning.
I love the idea of trends because as soon as you said that, like I had this kind of light bulb moment where you have to capitalize on trends. Even though coronavirus isn't a trend, it's something that's very relevant. And so, one of your strategies I'm kind of picking up or hearing you say is that you pay attention to what's going on and then you create content. Like, as I'm saying this, it sounds like so duh, but it's so easy to not create content from that place. You create content because you think something's interesting or you have a certain set of interest, but that's really not the right way to create viral content that will reach the masses.
Yeah, and for me, at the end of the day, I just focus on making people's lives better, to be honest. And I know that this is, a difficult time and very challenging, and it's new to a lot of people. Even though for me, working for myself, I've had more of an opportunity to be able to work from home at some point of my career, instead of having to go to an office or work for somebody else. So I think that with the influence that I have, it's like my duty and, like it's my job and responsibility to provide these insights and these tips to the women that this is all new to them and they are completely going crazy and lost and unmotivated and don't know what else to do. They're.
You hold them accountable because you're holding yourself accountable to be able to be on top of the trend. So like they know that they can come to you, and so therefore that puts a high level of duty and responsibility on how you show up.
And for me, since I promote a lot of like health and wellness, I knew how important it is for women in general to come up with now a different strategy to stay active, because the gyms are closed. And that's something that we've never, ever experienced. I've never heard in my life, well, you can't go to the gym because it's closed. That is crazy. So it went from, casually being, at home workouts be like an extra thing that you add to be the focus of women that are health and fitness advocates and love, and live that lifestyle, to wanting and needing more of that type of content. And that's why it's so important to jump on, spot whatever it is that the problem, and find a win for that. So that's when I decided to really, really jump on that right away and started creating as many creative home workouts as possible. I made a little gym in my garage, and to show that you can still do it and it's still possible. So that's, at the end of the day, if you have that mindset with everything going forward, whether it's quarantine or coronavirus or not, that's how you stay on top of the game. And that's why I've been able to stay on top of the game for so many years, because I understand it 100%. I understand how important it is.
So fascinating. It's a different perspective of social media, because a lot of people just have to think of it as a task to start creating content. And if you just pay attention to trends, I know that it's much more than that. What you do is much more than that. But one of the things, so you were already doing workouts. I mean, you're in phenomenal shape. People on Zoom can only see you like shoulders up, but like, guys, go stalk her for a minute. She's in phenomenal shape. But your content has always been in like the health and fitness, but now it's okay, how do you stay healthy and how do you stay fit in Corona?
Exactly. I'm honestly just using myself as an example. I am a gym person. I love the gym. So now I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a challenge, because I don't have the machines and I don't have the weights. And I think about it and I'm like, if I'm a pro at this and I find this challenging, I can only imagine the women that have no idea what they're doing and how to make it work. So I've taken advantage of that situation to really put myself on the top, and to really put myself in front of their faces, and like, hey, look, I have the solution to what the problem that you have, and you can use this and this and that to modify your workouts at home, and you don't really need the gym and you don't really need the machines, because it's okay, we got this, we can do this together. And if I can do it, and it's basically about motivating them. And at the end of the day, and I'm very passionate about social media, and I'm very passionate about providing value, and not only with fitness, but I also understand the importance of just the coronavirus itself and how to prevent getting sick. And, because it all ties in together with health and how important it is to get that information and to understand what to do. So I've jumped on a few other trends as far as like, what you should be doing when you're grocery shopping, and you should, how to clean your groceries, and how to provide that information. And that information is already out there. You just have to now recreate it and post the content, and work around how you do it, how you personally put your personal touch to it, and provide that information. Obviously, you want to make sure that the information that you're providing, it's legit and it's not just made up. And so yeah, and I jumped on that. Even today, I decided that I could no longer go on with my necks and jails, because they were growing so much. So I decided to do a little video.
Horrible.
Terrible. And I realized that, okay, we're all going through this. Every girl is complaining about their nails. What can I do to, provide some tips and value in that aspect, and in that category? So I decided today to take them off. And I didn't have any acetone. I think I just did it with like nail polish remover. And I decided to do a video about it. So I filmed myself taking them off and putting the aluminum foil wrap on all of it at home with whatever tools I had at home. And I'm excited to post that piece of content, because I know a lot of women right now are probably struggling with their nails. So, it's a very small thing, a very small tip, but at the end of the day, if you're providing value to your audience and you're sticking with your niche and what you're an expert at and what that is so, so crucial, because the more engagement and the more attention your content on social media gets, that is very valuable for Instagram. So then Instagram pushes your content more to more people and to more of your audience. So if you're still stuck in what's happening, if you're still stuck in the same routine as you were last month, that's not working anymore.
I think of the two objections that I have with posting valuable content. And the first one is feeling silly, like it's already been said before. Like, I'm not adding anything new to this. It's so obvious. And then the second thing is it just takes too much time. So walk me through like your mindset in, if somebody wanted to YouTube how to take off the nail polish remover, your just confidence to just be like, yeah, this is how I did it. It doesn't matter what everything else says.
And I think that's the problem with a lot of people when it comes to creating. It's not just you. I feel like, just to backtrack a little bit, I've been taking a lot of my time now to do these one-on-one, to provide this one-on-one coaching calls and sessions with people, since I'm home and I have a lot more time. And I've noticed that a lot of people say the same thing. That's their challenge. It's okay, but that's been done, that's been said, or it's not. And it really doesn't matter. It's so crazy because I can show you how just 2 days ago, I posted a video about eating out and fast food and how you should clean it once you get home, and how to prevent from taking just precautions and to prevent the risk of the infection or the virus. And the video from the doctor that was posted on YouTube has like 18 million views. So you're probably thinking, well, everybody saw it.
All 18 million people, even
18
though there's
million
billions
people.
of people. And they want to see you do it, right? They want to see Lisa do it.
Yeah, and I thought, for a moment I thought about it, and I'm like, nope, I'm still gonna post it. I'm still gonna post this value piece of content because it's relevant with what's happening right now. I know it can help those who have not seen it, because there's millions of people that probably have not seen this video or even heard about it. And it got, I think it's at 1.9 million views, the video that I did.
Oh my gosh, that's nuts.
So if
But it
that
makes
helps you
sense.
kind of like understand how the value of that is, that it really doesn't matter, you're putting your 2 cents in it, your tips to your audience. Again, it goes back to, that's like your duty when it comes to, building that audience and having that engagement.
What about from a time standpoint? So something like that, if I'm a business owner or I'm a leader in an organization right now, and some people feel like they have more time, some people feel like they have less time. How do you rationalize the time that it takes to do this and what the benefit is on the other side?
Yeah. So that is actually one of like my top like secrets and tips. And I'm going to provide that free tip for everyone that's watching this right now, because this will completely change the game for you when it comes to your social media, because I've been practicing this for over maybe 4 or 5 years now. And it's so easy, but once I put it into once I understand how it works, you're going to be like, oh my God, like that is such a great tip. So this is how I manage that. So basically every single week I have a content day, a social media content day. I sit with my schedule, whether that day it's on a Friday, and it's like my easiest day. I don't have a lot of things going on, and I can do a content day. I schedule my content day, and on that day, I create minimum 5 pieces of content. So those 5 pieces of content will be enough content for me for the entire week. So then now I can focus on my business. Now I can focus on even creating more content that is extra content, because now you already did your content day. And if you have that consistent routine of every single week having one day to do a social media content day, I promise you it's a game changer.
I love that. That's amazing. I need to start scheduling a content day. Because
So
I like get
basically,
stressed out. I feel like I need to schedule like a content week, and then the week gets just like blown up by something, and then there's no content.
and that will completely solve that problem. The day that I shot the video for the groceries, it's the same day that I shot 4 more videos. I did a workout video, I did another video, I did a sponsor video. So it's really, it's all about working smarter and not harder, and really being on top of the game, and not being like, okay, now what am I going to post tomorrow? I don't have anything to post. I have enough content sitting in my camera, in my phone, for an entire month. And that's how you really are on top of everything. And you're working smarter, you're focusing on everything else that needs to do with your business, and not have to worry about, what am I going to post tomorrow on social media? Oh my God, I haven't posted in 3 days.
I have fallen into that trap many a times. I love that. I'm going to start using that one. So,
Yeah.
when it comes to Corona and self quarantine, how has your daily routine changed?
So my daily routine has changed quite a bit. Of course, we're stuck at home, so I'm just really taking advantage of the situation to create as much content as possible. So I'm creating. I kind of like set myself some goals, especially with like this new app, TikTok. So one of my goals for TikTok is to post once a day on there. So now I feel like it's the best time for me to really achieve that goal, because it's a little bit more realistic than before, when my schedule was kind of, a regular schedule. So now um, I've been posting since this quarantine started once a day, and I have seen a massive growth on my account just because of that small little strategy. And then as far as like my daily, schedule now, I do a lot more calls, one-on-one coaching calls than ever, and it's crazy how I my schedule before was more about photo shoots and sponsor collaborations and projects, and traveling and creating content outside of my house, more of like the views and the ocean and the park, and just fun things. So again, I've taken advantage of every little spot in my house. The
To post
kitchen,
content from different places so there's a variety.
exactly, the kitchen, the backyard, the garage, my bathroom, to showcase all the content that I'm producing. But honestly, that we can all do that. We can 100% all do that, and just tie it into your business and what is that your audience wants from you.
Yes. So I want to talk about TikTok because here's the deal. I am a total watcher. I have my TikTok people that I low key stalk. And then I have the people that, I learn things from. You have your different segments of people, but I'm not at the phase of creating content. So one of the things I hear you saying is during this quarantine time, because everybody does have more time, they should be creating TikTok content.
Yes. Actually, if you're new to TikTok, my advice will be to actually consume the content first.
Oh, good. Okay. So I'm doing the right thing right now.
Actually, not you're actually doing the right thing. The first step is to consume some of the content, and then kind of understand what's happening, what's the vibe, what are people posting. Even if you just spend a few minutes just consuming some of the videos, and then kind of putting your strategy, doing your homework, writing down what things are you going to start implementing. That's how I started with TikTok. I spent a lot of time just kind of consuming the content, and then I said, okay, I think this is going to work for me. I already had my strategy behind it, because it's really important to take this just like any other business, even though it's just an app. At the end of the day, it's a business for a lot of us, and it should be taken as a business, just because social media is huge and everyone's on their phones 24/7. So basically, yeah, you just have to kind of do your own thing. And then what I did a lot in the beginning is that I reused a lot of my old content that I had on my other social medias to kind of play with that a little bit and see. So instead of creating new content that most likely won't get any views because I'm not there yet and I don't know what I'm doing, I just played around with old content. So to see what was working, what were people liking, how many views was I getting in these videos, and then also it helps you, start great because you have all this other content that no one have seen on TikTok. It's only been seen on your Instagram or on your YouTube or Facebook. So you have a whole new audience now that you have to attract. So I decided to go through my phone, started now using the TikTok format to now recreate these videos that I had already uploaded on my Instagram years ago, like last year, 2 years ago. Of course, it has to still be valuable and kind of on trend. So I had a lot of workout videos on there that I were very good content that I can still post. So that's my advice when it comes to starting with TikTok.
Okay. So I'm still doing the right thing by watching, but I need to maybe look through my old stuff, see if I have anything. I shouldn't just like full blown start to try to learn Renegade. That's not the place to start.
And that's another thing that I see a lot of people doing. And I have not done one dance video.
What? You haven't done one? I thought I saw one.
And even though they are a lot of fun, the reason why I'm not focusing on that is because that is not my business. That is not my niche. And to be honest, they take too long to learn. And I'm all about work smarter, not harder.
That is so much time. I don't know. I mean, for those people who are, I don't know if they're necessarily monetizing the dancing, but I can only imagine how long the dances take. But then what prevents me from moving forward is actually the time to learn the editing. Because if you're going to provide value, then you still have to likely like chop it up or make it fast forward or make it rewind. And it's just like one of those barriers that I'm putting up as an excuse, but that is not really a legit excuse.
Yeah, you don't have to dance. You don't have to upload dancing videos. If that is not what you do, if that is not what you're good at, if that is not what you're trying to achieve with this app, don't do it. Because my strategy with TikTok, it's a health and fitness type of audience for women, focusing on women. So for me to now upload all this dancing, that's not really bringing any value to any of the women that are watching the videos. So I like to say 80% of your content should be focused on your niche and what you're good at, what you're an expert at. And then maybe 20% or even less than 20% could be some fun things here and there. If those fun things are dances, great. For me, they're challenges with my husband. So me and my husband, we do a lot of challenges, and it's so crazy because some of them really blow up. I've had one that has 5 million views already on TikTok. So we started implementing some of these some of these challenges as a couple because we see how well they do. So if you focus on that 80-20 or 90-10, I think that will be a very successful plan.
Do you think you should have the For You page tag on every video? Like, is that the best way to use hashtags on TikTok, or is it still like to be determined?
It was in the beginning. I think a lot of people were using the For You FYP For You page, but those have completely been maxed out. There are just billions and billions of views on it. So my strategy has changed with that as well as far as hashtags. So now I hashtag my specific audience that I'm trying to attract. So at home workout, because that is a huge trend right now on TikTok, for example, for me, and workouts for women and, challenges. So really specific to the content that you are promoting. If you're promoting business, if you're promoting, working from home, then working from home. So those specific hashtags are very important because that is the audience you want to attract. Getting on the For You page will get you views, but it doesn't translate to followers. And most of the time it doesn't even translate to money. It doesn't translate to customers. So it's you have to think long term when it comes to TikTok. And anyone watching this, if you don't have a TikTok account and you're not, doing your homework and consuming the content and already starting a strategy, you're missing out big time, because just like Instagram, back in the days, basically the attention right now is on TikTok, and the organic reach to reach a lot of people is very easy if you have a great piece of content. So this is the opportunity to really, really scale a huge influence on TikTok.
I feel like this is something that I need to add to my to-do list for the weekend.
And it should be on the top.
Okay, I'll put it on the top of my to-do list. Now is the time. I know that you are the expert. I feel like I could pick your brain forever on this. I know that the audience will feel the exact same way. If they want to get in touch with you and take advantage of these very limited coaching opportunities, where can they go? How do they do that?
So I decided to start this at the right time. I feel like now it's the best time, since I am I'm home all the time, and I have a lot more time in my hands to do these one-on-one coaching classes and coaching videos. So if you just go to my website, Lisa Morales, or you just DM me on social media and let me know if you're interested, and to see if it's a great fit, then I can send you some more information as far as like what includes and what you get from me. But like you said, this is a very limited thing, because I won't be able to do this after, where we go back to our regular program. But I'm excited to be able to have the opportunity right now to do these one-on-one, and you'll have my full attention, and I'll focus on your brand and everything that has to do with you, and help you come up with a strategy to really move forward and, and really reach that audience that you want to reach. I have lots of knowledge, lots of resources and tools and things that I've learned in over a decade. And I continue to, progress and jump on trends and adopt to whatever's happening. And I want to teach other people how to do that as well. And we could do like a whole section about TikTok as well, because that to me it's one of the priorities. And with everyone that I talk to and do these coaching classes with, I try to encourage them to jump on TikTok as soon as possible, because that's where the attention is, and that's where we should all be.
You've converted me. You've sold me. I'm sold. I'm going to go do this. And I can hardly wait for you to post the video about the nails, because I'm going to be in dire need here in a couple of days. Luckily, Brandon's daughter, who lives with us, happens to know how to do nails. She has like the whole set at home, and my birthday's on Saturday or Sunday. So I'm hoping like as my birthday present, she doesn't need to buy me anything, but I'm going to guilt her into fixing my nails for me. We'll see how that goes.
That would be a great video for you to post.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that. Yeah. See, look at all the ideas. I feel like
awesome video for you to post. Have her do your nails and post the whole process.
I need to go back and listen to this whole episode so that I can actually write down the tips, because you said so many great things that I just need to like redigest them. Lisa, thank you so much for joining. I hope that you are safe. I hope that you don't drive your husband too crazy, or he doesn't drive you too crazy over the next few weeks. And I look forward to being able to talk with you more about TikTok and consume and stalk your content like crazy, because I already do.
Thank you so much for having me. I had an awesome time, and happy birthday. I'm so sorry that you're spending your birthday.
I actually don't mind. It's like,
you have to
it's
make
a good
the best
spot.
out of it.
Exactly.
And then just double up on birthdays next year.
Right. I'll just double up on cake this year, and then I'll do your at-home workout on Monday.
Great idea. I have a home workout for you ready.
I'm ready for it. Well, maybe not. I'm ready on Monday. All right. Bye,
awesome.
Lisa.
Thank you so much. Bye.